My people, do you remember this video?
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
Yes, it said, if I was a woman, why would I want to have a child? I would never have a child. Coming from a man is because he has seen the way his fellow men treat women that have kids for them. He has seen the way when women have children, their life is on. Most of them, their life is on hold. Most of them, they don't even know what they're doing anymore. In fact, they focus everything on the children. They have to even fake to stay in the marriage, even if they're tired of their partner, even though their partner is abusive. They stay there just because of children. So he's saying that if I was a woman, there's no reason for me to have a child because even the legacy they're talking about is the child is going to be in the father's name. If you remember this video, let me know because we talked about this video exactly 11 months ago. But then I have new stitches on this video. But anyway, let me roll the clip for you all to watch to the end. And I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
I don't need to have a man. I don't need to pretend that I'm in love. I don't need to pretend that I want to be a mother. I don't need to stay at home and play giggle giggle with a little child who's just another slave in the system. I don't have to do any of this shit. Why should I do that? Why should I waste my resources doing this when there's other games that are much more fun that are available for me to play? Why? And don't tell me I will find fulfillment, because my mother didn't find fulfillment. My grandmother didn't find fulfillment. And that's why I'm the byproduct of their lack of fulfillment. So I'm talking as a woman, right? I'm the byproduct of my mom, my grandmother, and all these lineages of women that came before me. And I'm the byproduct of their discontent. And then you tell me I should do the same thing as they did. Well, quite clearly it didn't work out. So why should do this? What's the point? How's that going to fulfill me? And the only reason I did that before, or a couple of generations ago, is because the zoo required me, through its ordained religious priests and its science of the time, which was religion, that imposes us to do that and gave us, this is what you are as a woman, you're supposed to give birth. And you as a man are supposed to go work in the field like a donkey. This was ordered by the zookeepers in order for us to create more slaves so that we can build the zoo and make the zoo structure increase and grow and grow and grow. So I didn't really want to have a child. I was obliged to have a child. It was what I did because there's nothing else to do. And that was what was told to me to do, even though it may match my biology. I didn't necessarily want to have a child. What for? What's in it for me?
He said, what is in it for him? It's okay if you want to have a child, but for people that don't want to have children, but they've been programmed that you must have a child, you're supposed to have a child, it's a problem because some people don't even want to have children. They don't even want to get pregnant. They don't want it at all. But because of society or because they just feel like it's a normal thing, some people are not even educated enough that you can actually choose not to have a child. Some people don't even know they can choose a child-free life. In some places, you can't even open your mouth and say that you don't want to have a child as a woman. Some men might grape you, and there's no how you get pregnant, and that's it. I know we've posted this video before, but I have some new stitches to share with you. So let me roll some reaction for you to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
As a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
I want to talk about this. Why do people get so triggered when women say they don't want to have kids? Because my whole life, one thing I'm known for sure is I don't want to have kids. Ever since I was a child, I've known this. And so every single time I would tell this to people, they'd be like, oh, but you don't know that though. I'm like, yeah, I do. I've been saying this for like 15 years since I was literally a child. And people would look at me like I was crazy. I'm like, why does that bother people? Why do people have such a hard time understanding that not everybody in this world wants the same thing? If you can understand the concept that not everybody wants the same careers, right? Not everybody likes the same human being. We don't find the same people attractive. Why is it so hard for people to understand that not everybody wants to have kids? How crazy you have to be for someone to tell you, I don't want this thing, and you look at them and you're telling them, no, I know what she wants, and I know that she wants this. I want to get to the bottom of this. Why does that bother people so much?
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
Having a child is loving somebody more than you love yourself. To put it into perspective, I live in constant fear of my child getting hurt. I don't trust another man with my son. I don't trust truly anybody with him. I am so afraid of dying because I know nobody will ever care for him the way that I do. Having a child is having your soul walking outside of you for the rest of your life. It's a crazy fucking feeling. So you want to feel a free life and only take care of you, do it. Live your life.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
Well, hello there. I find this video very intriguing. Coming from a man's perspective, we have not seen this on TikTok too much. And he talks about how if he was a woman, why he wouldn't want to have kids either. Y'all know I love the numbers. Please go watch this video so you can know the entire context of this. Some things that I want to point out that he said was how the institution of motherhood is slavery. And I can't unsee that. So let's get into it because y'all know I can talk and I can run out of time at the same time. I looked at some demographics from 2018 about a percentage of women that did not want to have kids. Look at this. 96%, 78%, 54, 33, 15% or more from 40s to 50s. Are we shocked? Are we shocked? I went and got some numbers to figure out as to why these women probably thought about this, you know? What swayed their decision? Well, let's get into it. Here in America, daycare costs about $1,500 a month on average. Probably more, depending on where you're at. That's about $18,000 a year. In 4 years, it's about $72,000 in 4 years. We all know daycare is all the way up until age 4. And you're probably saying, well, I'll just send my kid to school after daycare and I won't have to worry about that. Well, a lot of folks want to send their kids to private school. So let's get into that. Private school on the low end, it's about $700 a month. That's $8,400 a year. $33,600 in 4 years. Because I feel like a lot of people may not know, as your child gets older, so does the price of private school. So that's just elementary, kindergarten, and 3rd grade, you know, on the low end. It gets up to the tens of thousands. And you're probably saying, well, I'll take my kid to public school. Okay, that's fine. But ma'am, you're probably working. And so there's aftercare. Yeah, aftercare on the low end is probably about $250 a month. $3,000 a year, $12,000 in 4 years. And we got to put our kids into some type of activity, some sports or something. Yeah, that's about the same. $3,000 per year, $250 a month, $12,000 in 4 years on the low end. And you're probably saying, well, how much is that? Well, including private school for 4 years, that's $129,600 for all that I mentioned. And you probably say, oh, well, no private school. Babes, that's still $96,000 in 4 years. Women are realizing, you know what I can do with that money? Baby, no. And I don't blame them.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
A lot to unpack there. And I don't know what the background of this guy is, honestly, but I do agree with some of his points. No one in society should be made to feel obligated to do anything. You're an adult. Don't want to have kids? Then don't have kids. But also understand there are certain activities you engage in that might lead to you having kids. And be smart about that too. But I have a profound respect for people who recognize that they are not meant to be parents, because not everyone is meant to be a parent. It requires commitment, mental, emotional, psychological, financial, across the board, 24/7 for the rest of your life. Even after they fly the coop, you're still their parent. So, you know what? I have a profound respect for people who just say, I am not meant to be a mom, I am not meant to be a dad, and I don't want kids. Mad respect. There are some of us who do.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child.
I'm about to offend some people and step on some toes. And that's okay, because maybe,
just maybe the right set of people will hear this and they will make a different decision on how they go about with their kids. All right. I know how some of you like to tussle in the comments, but if it doesn't apply to you, let it fly for you. So at the end of the day, some of y'all had children. This is including men. Some of y'all had children because you did not receive the unconditional love as a child. So you're allowing your childhood trauma to make decisions for you as an adult and therefore affect the trajectory of your children's lives as well. Do you realize how hard it is and how much weight that you put on a person when you don't properly love yourself because you didn't properly receive love for your home? So you're making them do the job that somebody else was supposed to do, and also part of the job that you're supposed to be doing for yourself. Let me run that by you one more time. Basically what I'm saying in a nutshell, you've allowed your childhood trauma to live throughout your adolescence into your adult life, where you decided not to have children for a reason that's actually viable, but for a reason that you wanted unconditional love so badly that you would create a life that is only serving a purpose to fulfill your needs, instead of taking the necessary time that it was needed to either get therapy to work through your childhood trauma, so that way when you get your child, you can love them from a healthy perspective instead of expecting them to love you at a capacity that you did not learn how to love yourself or was not provided to you by your parents. I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? All right, so using myself, my mother does suffer with issues of narcissism. Now, whether or not she wants to identify that or not, that's on her. But overall, I'm aware of it because I did study a little form of psychology back when I went to college, and to get a better understanding of myself and some of the circumstances that I've gone through in my life with people. When I came to this realization, it also made me think about some of the reasons why I asked myself why I wanted to have kids to begin with. And then I thought to myself, do I really want to have children, or do I want to have kids so I can say that there's somebody that actually loves me, because I never felt like I was loved by anybody in my family. And I do mean nobody. And so then it really got me to thinking, why would I put such a heavy burden or expectation onto something that didn't ask to be here? I'm giving you a title or a job before you even are able to understand the processes of what you're coming out of. It's a traumatic experience for a child to go from the womb of their mother out into the world as it is now. So when you really stop and think about it, you're not even really thinking about your kids before your kids are even really here. They're solely serving a selfish purpose for you to feel fulfillment and love that you could have worked out through therapy and acknowledging the love that you didn't receive in order for you to love yourself in a healthy way now and also love your kids better. Food for thought.
I went to the comment section of the video I posted 11 months ago. I'm going to put the link of the video in the description box so you can go check it out as well. And this person said, I hope people who ain't having kids are not having sex outside marriage either, because what is the point of having sex that was made to have a kid? I personally don't agree with that. I don't think having sex, or having sex is just for you to have kids. Sex is for fun. Sex is for intimacy. You're not just having sex to produce. So I know for a fact that I'll be a horrible mother. I walk around the house naked with headphone on. I cook when I feel like, and sometimes I just don't like to participate in society, so I turn my phone off. CPS will be at my door, ask me questions, and I'll answer. I don't know to all of them. Some people don't want kids. Some people do not deserve kids. I'm one of them. I don't like to be bothered. I like taking random ass trips, and it's already expensive finding a cat sitter. Please, children, you're all saying daycare prices. I love my kittens. They don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. It's a peaceful, quiet crib, and I don't want to change. I just told the man I'm dating I like my peace, and I don't want him to move in. He was okay with that, and I'm so happy about it. And he wants to have a baby though, so I don't see this lasting. There needs to be a dating society gathering website for everyone that is child free and doesn't want children. I knew when I was 7 and I didn't want to have children. 41 now and I'm still child free. Okay, this is coming from a man. He said, I am a child free man in my early 40s and I have no regret. Not married and I'm happy with my decision. Don't care what they think. Recent said, I'm pissed that I'm even here. Why would I subject another human being to endure this horrible place? There's also realization I could pass not only generational trauma but health issue onto them, and knowing how much it's negatively impacted my life, I just couldn't do that to a kid. I was blessed enough to find a child-free man that gets it too. Now we can live our lives happily, uninterrupted, doing whatever we want. This freedom is bliss. There's nothing like having a partner that gets you, that if you're a very child-free by choice person and you meet somebody that don't want to have a child as well, and it's genuine, not all those ones that act like they don't want to have a child just to get you, then at the end of the day they go and do something else. No, the ones that are genuine, they don't also want to have a child, the relationship is going to be blissful. This video is just a friendly reminder to tell us that yes, you can be a child-free by choice person, either a man or a woman. In fact, I feel like I personally, when I see a man that says he doesn't want to have a child, I actually like you, because it's rare for you to see a man that will tell you doesn't want to have a child, and most of them are always, attacking child-free by choice women. So when I see a man that is like, okay, I'm like, oh wow, is it just me? And then this video also reminds us that when you decide that you want to have a child, it's your personal decision, of course. Just know that you're doing a genuine reason for having a child. Don't do it for society. Don't do it because it's a normal thing. Don't do it because you just feel like, oh yeah, I can have a child, why can't I? Okay, if you don't want to have a child, you can actually live a child-free by choice life, and you'll be happy. You'll get a partner that will also have the same goal as you. But then, my people, what is your take on this video? What is your take? Let me know that in the comment section. Have you seen the first video? I'm going to link it down in the description box. But then I would really like to hear your thoughts about this video in the comment section. It's your favorite girl, Maria Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and share and all of that good stuff, okay? And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.